Hello and welcome to the first proper part of my blind playthrough of Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. In the last episode we had character creation, and today we're going into the harbor of Hong Kong and we'll see what will await us. So let's continue.
You have one new message.
Hi. It's Raymond. I hope I have the right number. Look, I know we haven't spoken in a while, but I need your help. Remember the day I took you and Duncan off the streets? I told you that the past is just a story, that if you can just accept that, your past loses all power over you. Yeah. I was wrong. I'm on my way to Hong Kong now, to finish something I should have faced a long time ago. And I need you with me. I know we're not blood, and we didn't leave things in a good place, but you and Duncan are the only real family I have. Please, if our past means anything to you, meet me in Hong Kong right away. I'll explain more when you get here. I'm begging you. I'm almost out of time.
Raymond Black, the old man, gave you a home once. Duke and Duncan of the gang-ridden streets of Barents sheltered, educated, slapped sense into you both, until you almost resembled production members of society. And then you took off, left it all behind, landed behind bars for a time, tried to start a new life after that. It's been 8 years since you heard Raymond's voice, until out of the blue you got his cryptic message, a plea for help. Meet me in Hong Kong right away. And wired to your account enough yuan to pay for the flight and then some. The descent is rough. A squall comes out of nowhere, sending a solid sheet of rain punching into the suborbital transport. With a wrecked shudder, the plane finally skids to a halt at the edge of the Checklapcock tarmac. An hour and an interminable number of emotional security checkpoints later, hail a water taxi to Victoria Harbour. Hong Kong looms ahead, pulsing with energy. Hong Kong, Victoria Harbour, 2026. You steps from the churning of water taxi to the ponderous rocking of the docks, your stomach lurching at the transition. As soon as you're clear, the captain nods once and steers the small craft back into the harbour. Man never said a word, just handed you a worn brown duffel bag when you stepped on board, filled with gear, some stiff new body armor and a note. Better safe than sorry. D. Above, smoke-thick cloud hung low in the sky, reflecting the lights of the city in a nauseating swirl. The wind changes direction more than once, creating a heady stew of aromas: diesel, sea salt, street food, and filth. It's all you can do to keep your in-flight meal where it belongs. Two figures stand waiting in the dim light of the pier. The first is an orc, lean, with your face, muscles and jaw made to break fists. The second is an elf, one hand resting casually against her hip. Raymond Black is nowhere to be seen. Duncan, well, you don't. You like shit. Well, don't you look like shit? Duncan Wu, the closest thing you have to a brother. You haven't seen the man in 8 years, still as charming as ever. He grins. Grins not really a coral, FH. Doesn't go with that nice new armor I got you. As you open your mouth to respond, something shifts alarmingly in your stomach. A liquid, bubbling sensation. Tough it out. Don't know what you're talking about. Must be the arbor lights messing with you. Must be, guess you still got some of your old fortitude, at least. He lost. Considering how much scintillol we used to put down, I'd be surprised if you couldn't handle a little shop. Anyway, we gotta go find Raymond. Find Raymond? I thought he'd be here. Never showed up. He still got that same baritone rasp. Had it since he was 12. Developed early. When was the last time you saw him? A few weeks ago. Before I got his message telling us to meet him here. I'd been working a lot, so I hadn't been by the house in a while. House still the same? Is Mrs. Melanie still cleaning up a trail of pipe tobacco in his wake? The orc bows his head. Mrs. Melanie dead. FH. 3 years ago. Bad ticker. He couldn't hire another housekeeper after that. He kinda creeped them out. But he's just a little old man. The orc bows his head. His voice sounds far away. I know, but Raymond hasn't been himself in a long time. How so? He's been restless, staying in his study inside his own head a lot, and he barely sleeps anymore. I've been worried about him, but I haven't figured out what to do about it. He looks up at you and shrugs, and I didn't have a brother to turn to. Hell, wasn't too sure if you were even alive still, until Raymond managed to track down your number. Carter. The woman standing beside him breaks in. We should get going, Duncan. Head back to the meeting point in case your dad shows up. Copy that, Sarge. They're wearing Lone Star body armor. Looks like Duncan's gone private police. Sarge. The woman taps her chest with an armored finger. Carter, Seattle, Lone Star. I'm Duncan's partner. And superior officer. She grins. I let him carry my coffee for me sometimes. Ride my parking tickets, that kinda thing. I figured I could use some backup. Didn't know what Ray got himself into, and I wasn't sure you were gonna show up. It's a tacit of remark, but there's an undercurrent of resentment in it. You got something you want to say? Nope. He shakes his head. Hey, look, I'm glad you're here, FH. Seriously. But I'm gonna need some time to get used to you, having you around again. Been a while since I heard from you. Know what I mean? Memories of sleepless nights and lockup flash by, wondering if you'd ever see Duncan or Raymond again. Wondering if you even wanted to. And then, stepping out into the daylight, suddenly freed followed of some obscure corporate restructuring, a few hundred million worth of apology from your former jailers, and a decision to start a new life, to leave the past behind. All of it. Until now. I had my reasons. Can we leave it at that for now? Who stares at you, his goggles reflecting the harbor lights? Sure. He scans the waterfront, frowning. Let's just find Raymond. He was supposed to meet us in the plaza on the other side of this pier. The sooner we find him, the sooner you all can have a big happy family reunion over dinner, Carter grins. And the sooner I can find a place to get a drink around here. Damn right. Ahead of you, Hong Kong rises serpent-like from the sea, government and megacorp coiled together, breathing under a basket of institutionalized corruption. No one can tell where the snake's body ends and its tail begins. That's what Raymond used to say. Duncan turns and starts down the pier. Carter follows. Head to the meeting location and keep the team alive. So we have 1,200 new yen and hard landing. Raymond Black the old man gave you a home once to you and Duncan of the gang-ridden streets of the Barrens. Oh, it's the same which I was speaking first. So head to the mission items now. This is my character, no more karma. And my gear. So Carter is a mage. Good. And I have data jack and handrazers. And 5 essence to equip. Let's save it. Okay, so Alt highlights the items around. Fresh construction is expanding the harbor out into the water. Corporate interests can afford. Too slow. Let's see if text can be made a little bit slower. Slow. The guard shack at the end of the pier is dark and empty. Duncan gives the gate a push, but it doesn't budge. Huh, well, that was open earlier. Duncan frowns. Looks pretty solid. Shouldn't there be someone here to let us out or something? Yeah, it smells a little funny, don't it? Carter shrugs. Who knows, it's Hong Kong. Not exactly sure how things works around here. Come on, rookie. We can cut through the construction site. I hate it when you call me that. The gate is locked, but the nearby control panel appears accessible. Carter pulls it open with a metallic screech that pierces your skull, sending a new wave of pain down to your churning stomach. She examines the control panel for a moment, then throws Wu a backward glance. Looks like there's another way of the docks on the other side of this gate. I think that I can bypass the lock. Let me take a crack at that. Carter steps aside to let you get at the panel. Enjoy. This is a civilian area and security is light. You bypass the door circuit with ease. The gate rattles open. Shouting in Cantonese, or Cantonese too quick to catch. The group on the dock was fishing a package out of a speedboat when you surprised them. Now that package is at the bottom of the bay and the speedboat is disappearing into the distance. They close on you, red-faced and yelling. The light of the harbor glints off of their weapons as they approach. The leader showed something in Cantonese, but it's too fast to make out. You're rusty. It's been years since Raymond's house, and a language lesson that wouldn't end. The old man never spoke anything but his native language at home. Who speaks with authority? His Cantonese is as solid as ever. He never let it drop. You guys doing some late night fishing? The smuggler smiles. Oh yeah, we are fishing for assholes. Who points at their weapons. You're gonna need some better bait. All you're gonna catch with that is trouble. Whisper to Duncan. Seriously, did they teach you that in Rent-A-Cop school? He turns to you with a smile starting on his face. Then he thinks better of it, turns back to the smugglers. Who flashes his badge, Lone Star, but put the guns down. The smuggler squints at Wu's badge, then smiles at his friends. Never seen a badge like that before. Either it's fake or you're some kind of security guard. Grabs his rifle. Either way, this ends the same. I think he's done talking. You are now in turn-based combat mode. Each character on your team has an action pool. Spend this action on the movement, attacks, or using spells and items. Once your team's turn is complete, the enemy team will move and attack. Additional tutorial information is available from the reference guide, which can be accessed in the upper right corner of your EDA menu. Close. So, how many? 2? Mage, gunman. Let's go for mage. Let's go here for now. And I'm Mela. Interesting. But I need this on him. Mage is down. I don't see them. Should have used that sooner. Oops. An illegal street drug made from the leaked kamikaze formula adds 1 body and strength and 1 willpower for 5 rounds. Every time the user is attacked, strength increases. Take. Do you think those guys were tried? Not sure, I don't recognize their tattoos. Okay, so I have to use 1 medikit. Let's go to another security checkpoint. Another gate panel. This one's been vandalized and busted up good. A real nightmare of a repair job. Who stares at the fence considering loops and pearls of razor-wire glitter and a lamplight? Looks etched with monofilament. The corporations have here don't screw around. Why don't we just cut ourselves an opening? She shakes her head. Even if you could, it would snap back on you. Ever seen a high-tension wire rip through a human body? You don't want to. Duncan nods his agreement. We aren't touching it. How about it, Carter? I think you can get the gate open? She winks at him. What do you think? She eyeballs the job. It will take me a few minutes though. Frowning, she leans in to get a closer look at the mangled fuse box. A few seconds later she starts pulling wires and yanking fuses, a look of intense concentration on her face. I thought she was a mage. In Cantonese, FH. He sounds like Raymond when he does that. The pen of my aunt is sitting on the end table. Satisfied? He shakes his head, continues in Cantonese. You gonna be dick about this, FH? We're in Hong Kong, only Cantonese from now on, just like when we lived at Raymond's house. Those endless days are about to pay off. Just like at Raymond's. He nods once, satisfied, then turns his back and scans the horizon. At least you can still handle yourself in a fight. Did you doubt it? His back's still to you. Nope. The silence between you gets louder, heavier. Then it's broken by a sudden wailing screech, whose hand goes to his holster. The screech is replaced by a sound of grinding wheels. Glancing over to the console, you see Carter grinning back at you. Got it. Okay, we got it open. The light from the nearby vendor stall steps into your eyes, triggering a throbbing ache in the back of your skull. You stop short, squinting as rough voices drift into the wind. Where's everyone else? Where's the damned shipment? Haven't seen them yet. We just got here. Voice becomes irritated. Long ways probably waiting for us, so we can haul it out of the boat for him. That lazy bastard. Let's just hang out here. Let him find us. Carter creeps her voice low. Looks like we're on a stroll through Smuggler's Central. These gangers don't know we're here. We could probably just slip past. Or we could clip them. They're already looking for us. Might be better to take them out now, while we've got the element of surprise on our side. While unaware, hostiles are on screen. Press the unholster button to enter the turn-based combat mode. Street mage. But hit that mage. %, not much. That's nice. Basic medkit. The most basic medkit that heals you or any team member consumed when used. Can be used outside of combat. Let's move the crate. Karma gained +1. 67 yuan. Let's see the area first before to him. Nothing here, so let's get our quest guy. Objective complete. Head to the meeting location. Crossing the street, you can make out for shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped. Mind your manners. Who stands up tall takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger, someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. Evening, folks. You got permits for those bazookas? The thick troll pulls his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. I must have dropped mine in a dumpster, along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Who coolly surveys the scene. Nods in a friendly fashion. Is that right? Well then... You can almost feel Wu's scope training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle. Brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder well, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fist blazing with magical fire. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. All right, everyone, just be cool. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face. Little leg for that, isn't it? Listen guys, my stomach's doing somersaults. How about we all put our guns away before someone gets hurt? The thick troll snorts aloft. That guy looks like he could use an enema. Something we can do for you, officer? Wu's jaws tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? The troll nods his enormous head. Whose voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Carter sees it too. Keeps her voice neutral. Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. You were gonna meet with Raymond? So, you were his tour guides, right? The troll yellow's brown tusks shift into a smile again. Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take you all on an excursion. Wu's brow furrows. Hired you? He takes a moment. Looks them over. They're an odd assortment. A Sibert troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes, a dwarf with a cyberdeck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them quietly, inscrutable, all with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face, his jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. The troll nods. Wu's shoulder creep up, his stance tightens. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. The troll corrects him. Mercenary operatives. The dwarf cuts in. Her voice is soft but strong. Criminal, mercenary operatives. Young orc. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down at the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off, but he is struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off from him. The runner sees it too. The runner sense it too, and they're tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The looks on their faces make it clear. One wrong bet of sweet and was going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for this to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, listens without turning his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us to do that. What were you here to do? You can tell the orc girl had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon, Walled City. She waves a hand at the three of you. You two. Two large rats clinging to her hip and shoulder pokes their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Isn't this Kowloon City? The girl sighs, rolls her eyes. Yeah, this is Kowloon, but Kowloon Walled City is different. It's a shithole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Triad clips and news stories can't do it justice. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. We get it, it's a real bad place. No, why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say he mumbled a lot too, just kept rambling on and on about he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. The Walled City, the last place I wanna go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of yuan. And yeah, good to eat, right? Who risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Let's say we believe you. What now? The troll flashes you a smile, that's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down. Take cover. Get down now, Carter. Snipers, take cover. Shit. Objective complete, take cover. The sound of high-caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood. Their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. The old girl screams from cover. Niger! Niger, come on, big man, talk to me. Got shot? No, no. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes with fear. Oh shit, yes, this isn't good. Officer on megaphone. A voice blares out from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons, put your hands behind your head, and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu, FH Memulian. Come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on a Carter's corpse. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it. I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. Lone Star. He's driven deeper into cover by a hell of a gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosive explosion of plaster. Stay down, Duncan. Are you hurt? Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The red girl stares at the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, we've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone, come with me. Everyone? We don't need to rent the cops, Gobbet. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra fiber is. I got us an exit, but we've got to get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this on our own. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick to cover and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. Get everyone out alive and get to the alley. Alley. My English sucks sometimes. Three snipers. To run through that cops. Let me think this through. Damage. Oh, does this mean that this is summoning spirits? What is the too late? Let's play with spirits. Observe. is down. Let's see that the king. Yet. It might be possible to use the network connection on this police motorcycle to do something, to do some damage to their local network. Deactivate the drones. The police drones power down. How did he get a hit? Okay. I have no clue if the exit is here or this way. Probably here. So let's go there. Line of sight blocked. Missed. Okay, let's try to get this one. Conjurer is down. No one to heal, as you say. Line of sight blocked. That should be much better now. Oh shoot, there are another policeman. Otherwise missed all. Seven damage. Should die next round. Let's wait a bit. Missed? What the hell? Too close. Wow, a grenade. I see, so if you stay out of cover, you get hit by the sniper. Objective complete. Get to the alley. The red shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleys, dumb sub-basement and empty buildings, stumbling through refuse and filth. You make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbour. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobet stops, sniffs and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rats squeak softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the dim light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age, no more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nijar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot. Kind of an asshole, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. She inhales a cleansing breath. Nijar was a good guy, always had our backs, Isobel's and mine. Isobel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Rare to find a runner that you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? Gobet looks back the way you came. I think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewers, water creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleys and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb in his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I'm a cop. We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there. Damned it, she was. Who starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell is going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm gonna get some of my own people down here. Then we're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Is and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Your people died in a hail of a sniper fire. You're not gonna do anything about it? Of course, we're gonna do something about it. In fact, we're gonna do things. Run and hide. Look, we got you to safety, but now we are done with this shit. We don't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already ridden the orc girl off. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it and starts tapping the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, and then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, FH, you and me both. I figured as much. You heard them on the loudspeaker. They knew our names. He glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His hand clenches into a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly, he turns and slings his PDA on the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it. Spent. The orc mouths an okay to herself, eyebrows raised. And on that note, I think it's for us to say goodbye. Go on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again, until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the pile of scrap she created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you and out. Yours too. It's on the network. Smash it yourself. We bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards under your foot while Isabel looks on Bankley. Good. She looks over at the gobbet, sighs, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs. She hands them to you and Duncan. Burners. I suppose it's the least we could do, after your help back there. Got any snacks in there? I'm getting a bit peckish. Isabel isn't listening. She is staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go, right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but emphatic. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at your own from the upper left corner of the screen. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle native Duncan Wu and FH Mulian, along with their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pops up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Goblet's face. Oh shit. Cologne officials report that the terrorist cells known as the White Star maintains ties to the state of Henan, and it is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are staying on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force Special Duties Unit have been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Craig of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the news color, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbour. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Craig. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motive for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Craig sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. We have already issued an all-points bulletin along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap and HKPF flashcode at the bottom of the screen. If you are on an authorized network and take a picture, our system will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the newscasts and clips her PDA back onto her belt for a moment. There's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind, her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before. His voice is eerily calm. But no, we are well and truly fucked. Doesn't look good, does it? His mouth tightens. Not at all. He begins stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They will label us terrorists, and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. It doesn't matter if we have nothing to do with it, whatever city-state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the two of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobet wide-eyes the exits. Gobet wide-eyed the exits, tight as a spring. You can hear Shiloh panting as she leans toward one, then the other. We gotta go deep, hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out. Find a hole to crawl into. Gobet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth and points at you and Duncan. We've gotta get them off the grid too. Way off. The dwarf looks at the Duncan and her large eyes narrow. Hey Lone Star, you got a security license, right? That means that you got a SIN too. Wu's brows froze. Of course I have a SIN. I wouldn't be able to get paid otherwise. Only criminals and lowlifes do go sinless. She runs her hands on her cyberdeck, thinking. That means that you can be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your red stick or passports, and the HKPF will know just where to find you. Who crosses his arms across his chest. I know how a system identification number works. Runner. So we're stuck in this country, no money, no passport, nothing. Goblet pulls at her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are, me and Is. We were listed as your accomplices, and we can't afford you to get caught. You lead them to us, one way or another. DNA samples, things we've told you, astral residue, I don't know, cop stuff. The little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her make a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned. Delete your from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Who rubs a hand across his scalps. Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? I've burned our sins, go off the grid like that. Won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condensation seeps its way into Isabel's dry toe. Imagine playing a game of hide and seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Deleting our identities across the entire matrix sounds hard. The little Decker nods knowingly. It's very difficult. I can't do it. Some people can. Organizations. It's expert systems. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide from the cops. Kindly check. Sounds like a restaurant. Yeah, well, she's not. And don't let her hear you say something like that, or you'll be searching for your tongue on the floor. She's what's shown as Straw Sandal, kind of middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. Their triad, Kindly Cheng, controls all the illegal activity in our neighborhood: smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. Middle manager is the Yellow Lotus Syndicate, or a retail outlet. Goblet leans in, serious as death. Do not get wrong impression. Kindly Cheng is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon underworld. She has soldiers, resources, she is smart, and she is not to be underestimated. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Cheng is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Niger's job. Wait a minute, you know this woman? We only met once or twice. Niger was the one who worked with her. Like I said, she's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowruns for the corps. Kindly Cheng is our fixer. Goblet tries to make her voice liked, confident. Just stay on her good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. No, let's get this done before one of your trips the 8PB and brings all hell down upon us. Climb up. You are about to leave this location and enter the subway system. Continue. And that was first part of the Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition playthrough. Thanks a lot for being here, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, so feel free to follow me on Twitch or subscribe to my YouTube channel, and enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon.